Welcome to Reefing Radio, your go-to salty station for reef aquarium talk, tips and interviews. Let's dive in.
Welcome to a Reefing Radio On Tour episode. Today we're here at Gareth's house to film his aquarium. We've had quite a lot of requests from listeners to actually see our tanks because we talk about them quite a lot. And we've also started a YouTube channel where we've put the backlog of all of our previous episodes. What we would like to do going forward is actually do the occasional video episodes as well. So we might interview LFS and do tours of their shops, or interview industry professionals in person, or even do tours of listeners' tanks. But today we're here at Gareth's place. We're going to film his aquarium, and you'll also be able to put some faces to the names. So here is, Gareth on the left, James on the right, and I'm obviously, behind the camera. So this is Gareth's tank. Would you like to introduce us? What tank is this?
So this is a Red Sea 650 Peninsula, first generation. So technically 650 litres, but there's a lot of stuff in there. I work on it being about 600. It's a 5-footish tank, super tall. And then, acts as my room divider. So it's mostly the kids' playroom, living room area. So it acts as a in between the play-in area and the arts and crafts area. But I like it. The room's quite a funny, long room, so it takes a Peninsula tank quite well in terms of breaking this area off, and we were all involved in the pickup in one way or another, weren't we?
That's true. I forgot about that. We all helped you to pick it up, and I don't think I did much, but you guys did the heavy lifting. Moral support.
You helped when we were there, Chris.
I
do remember carrying it though.
down
the hill.
So we I got, as James, me and another fish friend, Carl, carried the tank in, and it nearly broke us, didn't it? The three of us, we had the space all set up. It's easy, it's fine. Then we picked up the tank. We got about the door here, didn't we? And it was all on the verge of dropped on the floor, but we made it. So it's a second-hand tank. I guess it's maybe 6 years old, maybe getting on a bit more, but it's that kind of age. So
getting ready to pop.
Getting ready to split its seams. It's just debating when it's going to do it.
How long has it been running now?
So I set it up last summer. Okay. So it's been running for just shy of a year and a half. But I did take over pretty much all the coral and live rock from my previous tank. So it's slightly head started, I'd say.
You transferred over, didn't you, from a 4-foot to this pretty seamlessly.
I did it in 2 phases. I had both tanks running at the same time. So I had this tank cycling with a bit of sand and a bit of rock that I knew was going in here. And at the same time, in my shed, I had a dark barrel. I tried doing the BRS idea of where they were keeping it, like brewing it in a dark place, seeding it in the dark. And then when it came to the actual move over day, I was only moving it, 3 meters across from where it was. The tank was already cycled in terms of taking fish, so I didn't have to worry about that. Plus, I put loads of already cycled rock and things in, so it never did any brown algae or anything like that. It just carried on from where it was, which is nice. It's interesting though, the new rock did get all like brown coatings and things like that on it, and the old rock didn't look any different, which I hadn't expected that. I assumed the brown algae would turn up everywhere, but I guess that's the point, is that the coralline stops it and
outcompetes it, probably.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, you've got a lot of coralline actually. My tank doesn't grow it very well, but you've got all sorts of pinks and purples and
lots of different types. Yeah, and it's funny is that you'll see some algae in there today. It's I had to take out my old fox face, and the new one's only just getting going, but it really only grows on those bits where there's no coralline, so it's pretty handy for algae control. It's pretty.
Did you inoculate the tank with coralline at all? Any bottled?
No, that's a good point. I think I've had 3 tanks, and I started them all with a lump of live rock. So in fact, I started them with Robin Fragger Rock down in Swindon. Okay. He's got rock in there that's, I think he's had for something like 15, 20 years. So that's probably proper live rock. has all the goodies, all the bacteria, all the biome, all those good things.
So what's your sort of philosophy with this tank? Like, obviously it's got a lot of LPS, like, so what's your kind of, what's your approach with this tank?
I think I've been spending a year just trying to work out what I want from the tank. I thought I knew what I wanted, but I've only really in the last 6 months sussed out what I'm aiming for. So it's definitely going to be LPS dominated. So the aim is to grow corals big, like the torch in the middle and the big Milky Stylo at the far side. So I've been thinking to myself in my mind, rather than diversifying my tank, I'm diversifying my tank in terms of I think things will leave rather than particularly add into it. So at the moment there's things like there's a few gonnies that aren't particularly happy. I think I'll probably move them out and then move the torches into their spots so they can grow out. But the aim is to have the torches dotted around or whatever's growing particularly well. If it's the Duncan, but flowy LPS. So it's definitely flowy LPS. Probably lower down then there'll be Pectinias. And then I'm still kind of hoping that I can do cats on the sand. So I have nice flowing Catulophilia on the bottom. And then that leaves me with the kind of gaps, the war zones. And so I've started to pick up some more softies. And I've always kept my zoas on little islands so that they can't take over. But I've more recently stuck them onto the hardscape so that they can start to spread. So those war zones can be covered by softies that can withstand more of the stinging, more of the attacks. Right. So that's the plan, is to get some really chunky LPS colonies and then fill in the gaps with softies. So everything should be quite flowy bar the Pectinia. So that's kind of like the long-term aim, is taking out the bits that maybe aren't doing so well or don't quite fit my concept, but definitely no encrusters has been my thing, isn't it? So hard encrusters, I mean by that. So stuff that grows over the rock and you can't pull it off. You have to chisel it off. I'm glad I stuck with that, because there's one or two that are knocking around and I don't know what I'm going to do about them. They don't fit what I plan.
You're a man that strikes me that doesn't have any tattoos, Gareth.
Yeah, exactly. If it's permanent, I'm not keen on permanent. I like to keep my options open. But that's the plan. And there'll be a few oddities in there. So there's a few things like this logo I've had for ages. That was it's not looking its happiest at the moment. It should be bedtime, so it's packing up for the night. But that was a big colony I got from a fellow reefer that during my problems with my what I think was the trace poison in my tank, that came down to just one single head. It was maybe 8 to 10 heads, I think, wasn't it, at that point?
Yeah.
And that saved it. But it's a beautiful coral, so that'll have its place. But that's the bulk of it. Is the idea is to big LPS, softy war zones, and lots of flowy corals.
Okay, so what are you doing for light?
So light-wise, I've got, as you can see, it's a really low rig, and that's to meet my kind of house requirements in terms of everyone getting along and being able to sit in here and watch the television. So it's really low hanging, which is difficult. But what I do have is 2 T5s, one on either side, which are 14K, I think, or 12K marine whites. And then in the middle, I've got 3 A8SE, affectionately known as the arse lights. They're running during the day. So at the moment, they're running roughly 30% white, 60% yellowy white, and then maybe 20% of all the blues, purples, greens, reds. And so they ramp up to peak intensity, ramp down, and then have about 3 hours of just blues and purples in the evening.
Okay.
You were running an Evergrow, weren't you? And actually the arses blending, I think, much better than the Evergrow did.
I messed around with that Evergrow. I put on some wide-angle lenses that didn't cut it. I put on a frosted sheet, which actually made a huge difference. That was the best thing I did, but you're right, it never really blended that well. Whereas these, you can see it when it's night, you'll still see there's a bit more kind of spotlighting, but it's pretty well blended, I'd say.
This is the first time I think I've ever seen a tank with T5s on them, and yeah, it's really true what they say, that there's hardly any harsh shadows. There's definitely not much shimmer, but I'm not a massive fan of shimmer anyway, so that doesn't bother me. And the the spectrum you've got is very, it's very warm. It looks very natural.
Yeah, my aim with the lighting is to have daytimes the fish time. It brings out the fish colour. So the corals, there's some corals that look good in the same white, but for me, it's the fish. Fish is the main time of the day. And as they start to pack up for the night, then we move over to corals, and that's when we move over to the blues and you start to see the pops and the smutty blue.
You are going to give us a bit of blue, aren't you,
Yeah,
Gareth?
we'll do that late night. We'll wrap up with that, shall we?
What about flow?
Flow is minimal. I've got 2 gyres. They're J-Bow something 180 is the biggest gyres they do.
Yeah, they're huge.
Aren't they?
Are they bigger than like what's offered by other companies? I don't think I've ever seen gyres this big.
James will probably know better with your 350s.
They're bigger than the 350s.
Okay.
Yeah. I don't know by how much, but they definitely look
physically bigger.
Physically bigger. I don't know about litres per hour.
No.
I can't recall what the 350s were given, but they look longer. They definitely look like they're girthier.
I run those on a pulse, one side for 2 hours, then it does the other side for 2 hours. So my aim is I'm not really particularly trying to get turbulence. I'm trying to push a big volume of water. So for me, I think my personal view is LPS want to be moved and pushed, but not walloped around.
Yeah.
So that changing of the sides helps to ensure that everything gets a good flow. So you tend to find as the flow comes down the edge of the tank, hits the end wall, and then goes through the middle more so. So the middle area is always flowing towards the weir box, and then the sides get hit a bit more. So the side you're on at the moment's not, that's coming from the other side's gyre, which I think still is a decent flow.
Yeah. I was just filming like down here. This like cat is
exactly
moving around like crazy. So
that's done 5 foot, 6, 7, 8, 9 foot of flow, and that's not them on full tilt. That's them on 50% power.
Really?
Yeah, that's only 50%. We get a bit noisy when you turn them up, and sand starts moving, but you do have to keep them clean to keep on that level.
Your largest corals and the ones with the most extension anyway are all in the middle of the tank. Why do you think that is?
I think they get more gentle flow. I think as you get towards the edges, the flow's a little bit rough because, like I was saying, pushing it around, having 10 foot of glass. So I think the ones on the edge just get that bit too much flow. But it's compromises, isn't it? So for me, I'd rather compromise some of the corals on the edge rather than have more power heads. Actually, some of the corals, I don't know, some of them are showing a little bit of, I do wonder if it's like light stress here and over there for the hammers, and they're in the middle. But that torch, last I checked, was getting about 350 par, so it's pretty punchy. Yeah,
it's good though, because it's Peninsula style. It means you've got those pumps hidden right at the end, even from this view here, like they're not that intrusive. So,
and to be fair, they're more normally covered in coralline. I cleaned them a week or 2 ago, so they're as bright as they ever are. But that's what I quite like about the weir box is actually, like people have the external weir boxes. I prefer it because it makes the power heads, the gyres make sense to me. That is the operation end. That couple of inches is my. Don't look at that bit apart from the clownfish, but you ignore that bit. And also with it being a peninsula, I'm always looking through it. I never really look. I occasionally look down it, but it's fun looking
cool.
down it.
Yeah, it's a nice view from here. Yeah. Okay, so that's flow and light. What about what's in the sump? So here we are in the sump. So why don't you talk us through what's going on down here and your approach to filtration?
So what I've got down here is I've got my filter roller. That's what I think is probably my primary nutrient export in terms of it does a decent job getting rid of the waste. I have got a skimmer in there. I'd probably prefer not to run a skimmer. I like not having a skimmer on, but I was finding my nutrients were just starting to creep up. So it's quite an undersized skimmer. I think it's a 120 quantum. It's rated for like 300 litres, something like that.
Yeah, it's a Niles, right?
Yeah, that's right. So I see that as just taking the edge off, useful for picking out some of the organics, and it probably is a good thing, to be fair. But I avoided having it because of the noise for a while, but actually you don't tend to notice it. And then run the rest of the sump as a frag tank. slash a kind of like nursery area. I put my petunias in there for conditioning them, is what I'm calling it. So conditioning them to go in the main tank.
You've got a massive like Seriatopora skeleton.
Yeah, that was my shame. I can't remember why it ended up in there, but I took it out and then within a 24 hours it stripped.
Okay, what are you running for a return pump?
I am running another J-bow. I think most of it's J-bow Jacquard. I honestly can't remember what that is. It's a chunky one. And again, that's running at like 30-40%.
Okay. So yeah, relatively simple setup, right? It's just a filter roller, skimmer.
Yeah.
You've got Eheim heaters.
Yes, 2 glass heaters. So I've found like people say, "Oh, they're rubbish. You shouldn't have glass heaters." I've had nothing but problem with the titanium ones, and like I've done fish keeping for whatever it is, 20 years, and the only time glass ones have gone is when I've done something stupid. I think I've had 1 glass heater break and do anything serious, whereas the titanium ones, they seem to have lasted a year or so. So I went back to glass. They're quite chunky, which is a bit of a pain, but 2 of them back up, one slightly lower than the other one. Caroline in there as well. Yeah, there's all sorts of good beasties in the Sump. Got like limpets and stomatellas and
I see some
brittle stars.
Yeah,
all sorts of good stuff in there.
Loads of stomatella.
Yeah, fan worms, and it's kind of it's
there's
probably
a starfish.
Yeah, well, there's a few starfish in there, but there's probably slightly on the all the Cyperaxes in there, and that's just a little bug hotel in my view. Handy frag rack and holds all the goodies for the rest to eat.
This light looks a bit dodgy with the the tape.
Yeah. It's, I can't remember how, I think it was just leaning over, so I just taped it up. But yeah, so new psych, which runs a nice. It's got a serious bit of blue on it when you want it. But I run it similar-ish to the tank, the main tank. So
does that run at night?
Yeah, reverse spectrum, reverse cycle. That's the one.
Yeah. Yeah, so you built a frag rack out of like egg crate, and then in the middle of that is that like biomedium? And stuff?
Yeah, so the one on the left is Cyperax, and the one on the right is just live rock, and I occasionally pull that out if I need some set up a quarantine tank. So I just throw a handful of lumps in and take them out as and when.
Okay, and you've got your fan in here. Does that? Does that help?
It
doesn't having it inside the cabinet, because I've always had them on top of the tank.
Yeah, so I don't have anywhere to put it on the top because I've got a glass lid. So what I tend to do is put the doors ajar for the sump.
Yeah.
And that's enough to bring the temperature down enough. I tend to manage the room temperature rather than the tank temperature. But
I didn't notice you had a glass lid actually. Like it's not obtrusive at all.
No, I prefer it to a mesh jump guard. I don't like the look of the mesh jump guards.
Yeah.
But then you do suffer with a bit of light loss and things like that. But I also have the issue of evaporation. Like it's quite an old cottagey house, so we already suffer with condensation. So that's one of the conditions of the tank is it has to be minimally condensating for the rest of the house. But I like it. Keeps the fish in.
Did you have to get them cut?
Yeah,
that must have cost a fortune.
Yeah, I think they were quite expensive. But at the same time, it's not like they're not free either. The jump guards, the mesh ones either. So.
Yeah. So how about fish and coral then? So you've already said that you've mainly got LPS, but maybe you could point out some that you particularly like.
Most of my fish I've tried to get in groups. So there's the original ones I bought that just fun. So I've got Midas Bunny, Royal Grammer, Tomini, who are just kind of nice little fish. And then I've got more sets of fish as time's gone on. So there's a quartet of the bicoloured wrasse. They'll turn up in a minute, but there's 4 of those that are getting on well. There's one that's probably bullied most often, but it gets by, so is the least. Is the lowest down in the pecking order, but he's still fine. The male's over there, actually. We've got a real pretty...
Okay. Oh, yeah, that's really nice.
Really pretty face. Like, quite a dark fish, but very pretty.
So there's one of those and then like 3 females.
Yeah,
okay,
exactly.
Did you buy them as like juveniles and then one
Yes.
became a male?
Yeah, exactly.
Okay,
So he
right.
changed in my tank, which is fun.
Is this a female? Yeah.
These are the females here.
Okay.
No, we're watching them. So he's the male. So yeah.
It's hard to get the females.
I love watching those rash transition. It's something.
Yeah.
It's a real pleasure, isn't it, of the hobby?
Absolutely.
Is that a female?
No, that's a Cosmos Wrasse, so another
That's
Wrasse.
really pretty.
Isn't he nice?
Too quick.
Yeah, so I did have that one and a Timor Wrasse, but they didn't get on very well. So
Okay.
yeah, you can definitely do multiple Wrasse, and the Cosmos Wrasse is definitely
That's a female.
exactly. He's definitely the boss of the tank
Okay.
in terms of the Wrasses. And then the other ones I've got, which are hiding at the moment, are the Fusilier damsels. Oh, there's one. They're quite.
They're unusual.
Yeah, they're really unusual. So they're quite a big damsel, and they have their own little zones. And then when they feel like it, they all just come out and start playing in the water, which is fun.
Okay.
So they do shoal, but they don't stay as a shoal the whole time. They'll shoal for a bit, go hide, and then in the evening they start like sparring with each other. I'm not sure which are males and females, but they change colour. They change like they get bands on them as they start to feel frisky, which is quite entertaining.
Okay. They got interesting, like, they almost look like should be pelagic, like out
Yes.
swimming in the open water rather than a reef fish, but
Definitely.
like torpedo shaped. Yeah.
Yeah, I think they probably do a bit of both in the wild.
Okay.
I reckon they'll go out hunting during the day and then come back to home bases and things in the evening.
You've got some green chromis.
Yeah, so I had 3 of those. That was the original plan, was to try and do a school of chromis.
Right.
And I had 3 of them, and one disappeared, and it slightly put me off it. So those 2 get along well. They like hiding in the corals, which is fun. But
So you got 2 left, or
yeah, 2 out of
Okay.
3. So
they're probably paired up.
I
and
suspect they probably are as well.
I wonder if they're even.
Yeah, it's quite funny, that one going in its
Yeah, I
little.
wonder if they maybe they're thinking about breeding.
And then probably, like, for me, my favourite fish is the copper band.
Yeah, really colourful. Like, yeah, not like hugely fat, but looks like healthy. Like, looks a good weight and stuff. Right.
Yeah, so I have to feed him. Well, I have this floating feeder that he can get the lion's share of the frozen food. So the bulk of the fish are on pellets, but I put in frozen in the morning, so he can get the bulk of that food. So yeah, that's my way of ensuring he's getting a good feed. And I put quite a lot of mixed stuff in there in terms of mysis.
They've all come out. They thought you were going to feed them.
Sorry, copper band. But yeah, I put a mix of fish food in there. So there's shellfish and mysis and all sorts of stuff. So hopefully keep him healthy and balanced out and all that.
It doesn't take any prepared foods.
No, unfortunately not. It'd be good if it did, but
yeah.
So it's a bit of a pain for holidays, but I've got some good fish tank fish tank carers.
Yeah. You've got a one of my favourite fish I've never kept is a flame hawk.
He's a proper little character.
Yeah, that's what people say about them, but they're really. He's so red that it's making the camera overexposed.
I think that's the colour spectrum, isn't it? It's things like that. It's worth having white light so you can see how bright he is.
Yeah, the Midas plenty looks. I've not seen one that sort of. It looks like carrot orange almost. Yeah. Awesome. And you've got a huge rural grammar as well. I've only ever kept tiny ones, but this one is chunky.
Tank.
Yeah. And then token pair of clownfish.
They're my original fish.
Okay.
Yeah.
This one's got unusual kind of coloration to it. The female, right?
Yeah, like kind of She looks like she's been stung by like when they get those anemone stings.
Yeah.
But there isn't anything unless
Does it always look like that? Or?
Yeah, always. Yeah, and then the male's really quite bright orange, isn't it?
Yeah. And they hang out here.
Yeah, the weirbox in the gyre.
They don't host any.
Nope, not interested in anything exciting.
Okay, well, what about coral then? So, it's a lot of LPS, but what are some some standout pieces?
I particularly like the Go Touch. That's one of Chris's frags from a year and a half ago, 2 years ago. It's just a really hardy, happy grower. I mean, the float, I think that's the selling point for me in terms of my flow. I really like the way it waves. I don't want it to be like battered in one way. It's just waving and wafting and lovely. So yeah, that's one of my favourites. And actually, I've got a new torch. It's just down here. It's I think it's a copper torch.
Okay.
I'm not really bothered by the name. It's just a really pretty torch. It's got those really green mouths, and then when it goes blue, it's very similar to the gold, but it's got a slightly darker colour, and yeah, the contrast is nice.
You've got more torches than what I realised, actually.
Yeah, they've seemed to have done well. So where people say torches are difficult, hammers are easy, I'm finding the other way around. My hammers have always struggled and suffered.
Yeah.
So my plan is probably to replace the hammers in the future and just have torches instead. So I don't think I'll buy any more, just bulk them out.
Yeah. This yellow sort of, there's one here that's kind of got like almost black tentacles, but with yellow tips.
Yeah, that's right. So
it's a bit closed up here, but it looks really nice.
Yeah, they're all quite different. They've all got different colours, and yeah, it's a nice little contrast. That one. It's quite simple. Yeah. Say black and yellow, but
I don't know. I haven't seen one like that before. I think that's quite unusual. Oh yeah, and then you've got here, so you've got quite a lot of zoas, but they're all basically the same, right? These ones, these are all pink diamond or something like that.
Pink diamond, fake lime chilies. So
yeah.
Whatever.
yeah.
I've got my cats. They're fun. The original cat is around the other side, but these are newer additions.
Okay.
That inspired my what would be a cat garden, I guess.
Cattery.
A cattery, yes.
Very good.
So yeah, that one came from a tank breakdown, a local tank breakdown, and then I got the other one at Aqua H. But yeah, I've got another one in a QT tank at the moment that's not looking very good. So hopefully I can turn that around. But yeah, like I said, I'd like to turn all that sandbed into cats, just flowing. They're so nice. They've got the same kind of vibe as a torch, but
yeah,
I like the internals. So that oral disc is amazing,
this one's
so
really
fleshy.
nice. Yeah, kind of like red and green splotches. I mean, red is generous, but
brown.
Okay, and then we probably can't visit your tank without talking about pectinia.
Yeah, so
this is a pectinia, right?
Yeah, isn't it cool? Like a cabbage.
Yeah, that looks very different. I mean, I think we've spoken about this before, but you said, James, like you don't see big colonies of them ever, right? This already is quite big.
Oh yeah,
it's getting there, isn't it?
Yeah, it's funny to see the different growth forms as well, isn't it? Because they're, I mean, they're most likely different species, right?
Yes, definitely. I think there's like 7 different pectinia species. Okay. Yeah, so yeah, you're exactly right. Some will grow spires, some grow cabbagey, some grow kind of like walling, plating style. But yeah, that's what draws me to them. I like their different styles.
Yeah, this is the more you look, the more you see random bits of coral. So here there's a bit of scrolling turbinaria. What's this above? It's kind of looks a bit like an acam, but
it's a Wilsoniae that struggled, wasn't very happy. So I found it a nice shady spot that it's still not doing great.
Yeah,
it's one of those corals that I'd love to have, but it's just not happy. So I'll leave it there and see if it's been there for about 2-3 months. It does look much happier now, but
right. I mean, something that I know we've already spoken about lights, but you can really see with the T5s, the spread is amazing. I mean, even like you say here, it's in a shady spot, but it's still
getting T5 light.
Yeah,
absolutely.
It's still getting light. Yeah. I wonder when LEDs will be able to replicate this. This is interesting. This is like a watermelon chalice.
That's the one.
It's a kind of purple pink with green eyes. That's very nice.
Yeah, it's a nice little one, that one.
You've got a random bit of Montepora
there.
Yeah,
that escaped. That needs to be snubbed out. That needs to be removed. But yeah, that's slowly. There's a bit of thing as well. The
Seriatopora.
Yeah, it's just hanging in. Yeah.
And then you've got a bubble coral.
Yeah, the bubble coral's doing all right. It's kind of it's one of my shady corners.
Yeah,
but it seems quite happy there. It's grown a big flesh band since I've had it.
Okay.
It's not got much bigger, but I don't really mind. I quite like it. It fits. I think it fits in with my theme of flowy, but in a very different way.
Yeah.
I'd like to have more bubbles, but I suspect my tank's probably a bit bright for them in the other areas. So, yeah.
In terms of cleanup crew, like what do you have? I can see quite a few urchins. There's one there.
I've got a couple of tuxedos.
Does this one have a hat?
Yeah,
I just noticed this one's got
It's got
like
builder's hat.
builder's hat.
Yeah. And then there isn't really much. Oh, I've got an abalone.
Abalone, yeah.
That's around the corner. And then there's a couple of big like Mexican style turbos, but not much else. I find that I don't think snails and hermits do that much apart from those big ones. The rest of it's just done by Tomini and the foxface. Not restocked. They say you have to put new snails in every like 6 months or so, don't they?
Yeah.
But I've not bought new snails in 2 years.
Yeah, I find some of them last quite a long time. Like the
Yeah.
Blackfoot trocas I've had, and some astrias I've had for years now.
I find red leg hermits last a long time.
Yeah,
I've got some like 5-year-old red legs from
Wow.
first addition to the first tank.
right.
That's cool.
Still kicking about.
Doing the jobs.
Well, I don't think they're doing anything.
Entertaining.
You've got a few SPS left, so you've got this really nice Milka Stylo.
Because they should only be the one.
Yeah, and
Everything
then
else has escaped.
is Hydnophora an SPS or an
I think it's
LPS?
LPS.
Technically, it's LPS, but I mean, that's
It looks like
That looks like an
SPS.
SPS to me.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's kind of I mean, it just looks like like an Aquapora, really.
but that's probably going to be disappearing at some point in the future.
Okay. You've got a nice Lobo in the middle.
I think that's an Acan
yeah.
Pachyceptor.
Yeah.
Acan
yeah.
Pachyceptor, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it came from James, that one. That's
Okay.
lovely peachy colour.
Yeah, I had exactly the same one, but it was just a single head, and it would send out the filaments that they produce. It used to send them out like fog along the sand and sting stuff around it. It was incredible.
I think that's why it ended up in Gareth's tank from mine. It used to be in Death Valley, is what I'd call it, because it was in between two bommies growing, and then if a frag fell off the rock and into it, that was it. Frag would strip straight away.
You've got one Acan? Is that the only one? You've
There's
got?
another one around
Microrusa?
Yeah.
Okay.
There's like a single head. Again, they're in the slightly shady spots. And
I mean,
quite
I was gonna say again, like it, even though it's completely sheltered, it's under a massive torch coral in between, like it's under a ledge, and yet it's brightly lit.
illuminated, isn't it?
Yeah. So I mean, it just goes to show like T5 is really, you can't beat them for spread and diffuse light. I mean, it really wraps around them. I think that's what people say, right? And actually, one fish we didn't mention is your foxface. So you've added another foxface.
Yeah. So I've had a bad track record with fox faces. I've had 2 of them go rogue and eat my corals, and I'd said I wasn't going to have another one in, but actually I came to realise they do such a good job. I'd rather have it in until it goes rogue and then potentially relocate it again. So, and I decided if I'm going to have a fox face, I'm going to have the best one, which is the magnificent fox face. They are beautiful fish.
Yeah, with this, it's like red,
red
yellow,
tips and white body, yellow fins. I think it's a beautiful fish, but like I say, we'll see if it behaves.
Yeah.
Maybe it's just bad luck to have had two rogues.
The more I look, the more I see. Like I've just noticed you've got some Yuma mushrooms here. You've got quite a lot of Goniopora as well.
Yeah, the Gonies are... I like Gonies a lot, but I just find they're so temperamental that I think I'm just going to stick with the ones that are always happy rather than the ones that are up and down.
Oh, and Space Invader Pectinia, like the classic one.
Yeah, that's a signature frags.
Okay.
Frag, which isn't a frag anymore. That's getting into quite a chunky mini colony as well. So
this is Blastomusa Maletti.
Yeah,
this one came from me.
Yeah,
that's grown huge. That's grown more than mine ever grew. Yeah, that's crazy.
It's got a sad top on it, which again, I'm wondering if it's light related. There's a few corals with sad tops.
See, I was gonna say, is it getting stung by? Because don't these Hydnophora and Pectinia are quite spicy, right?
So the Pectinia sends out sweepers. That's definitely not stung yet. But if it's mesenterial filaments, it could be one of those two, couldn't it?
The Hydnophora are known for being quite fighty, aren't they?
Yeah.
But I've had that coral, and I didn't have any issues with it.
I've not seen it sting anything so far. But then it could be at night. That's the problem, isn't it?
I think you did say this. Like, what's this rock here? Because it's some of it you said is man-made, some of it's
no man-made. It's all
okay.
There's dried. It was all dried dead rock. Some of it came from aquatics
Okay.
which is
Yeah,
lovely
yeah.
rock.
I use the same. Yeah.
But yeah, as a geologist, I'm against the man-made rock. It's just pointless. It's just concrete. There's no pore space, or it's just a filler. It's just a lump. Whereas I like the idea of bacteria and processes going on deep in the rock. So yeah, it's all porous rocks.
Here's your abalone, I think.
Yeah, that's right. That's his parking spot.
Yeah.
Nice to. Yeah.
I used to have one. I loved it. Now I don't really have a big, tank big enough for them, but yeah, they're super nice. What is this fish here, Gareth?
Oh no, you're asking me.
What the fuck?
I don't know. I don't actually know its common name or its Latin name, but it's a sand sifter. But it's not one of the classic like orange spot or bellas or any of those. He's an absolute tank. I think TMC call them dragon gobies.
Okay.
Yeah, he's he's a funny looking fish. It's not a fish you see commonly, is it? But he's kind of shy at the moment, and he's only sifting maybe 2 foot of the tank.
Right.
But yeah, they're meant to be really, really hardy in terms of sand sifters. I've had a couple of sand sifters, and this is the last one I'll do.
Right.
If he doesn't make it, then I'm not getting any more sand sifters. My tank can't sustain them.
Yeah.
I'm not into that game of just keep throwing them in if they're going to keep dying. So this is the last chance saloon.
Yeah. Okay, so we put the blue lights on now. So this is just now the knockoff radians running, right?
Yeah, exactly. So I can't remember what percentage, but it's blue, UV, purple, kind of light spectrum. So yeah, I run this for about an hour, 2 hours in the evening. Okay. But it's very much to enjoy the corals. Like the fish are lost in this light, I think. So yeah, just a bit of jolly. Like, I think it's special, isn't it? Corals fluorescing, so why not enjoy that a little bit?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I bang on all the time about white lights and natural looking tanks, but I still have blues on in the evenings for a couple of hours.
Yeah, and I describe it as like it's 2 different times of day and 2 different tanks. So things like the leathers, the milka, they kind of blend into the background now, whereas other corals, which you might not have noticed, are, like you say, starting to turn up. So yeah, best of both worlds. Like I say, that I particularly like this torch here that's got the slightly darker tentacles to the classic gold, and it's got the green mouths, which is nice.
Yeah, it's really nice.
Looking forward to growing that out big.
I've not seen one like that. Normally they just have like kind of a solid, like blue kind of tentacle, but that one's got the gold in as well. That's crazy. This gold torch. Yeah, it's all super nice. This one here, that's a leptas.
Yeah, okay. John Deere. That's one of the ones that got in the tank, and
that's an encruster.
lucky. I don't think I'll get rid of it. I might just put a cat next to it to sting it.
It looks nice though. I'd keep it. This is nice under.
Yeah, like I say, it's normally more fluffy than that, but it's got a lovely kind of like yellowy overtone with tealy mouths.
What is it again, sorry?
Lobo.
Lobo, yeah. Okay. And yeah, the nice cats.
Yeah, the cats are fun.
Clove polyps look amazing, don't they, under blue?
So good, don't they?
Pink tips, green mouths.
Yeah. They're a coral that I've always wanted to... I have kept them, but I've never really... They always make me a bit nervous because they're quite invasive, aren't they? So
I disagree with that. On my tank, anyway, like I've never... They've been in there for 2 years. They've not dropped off. They've not spread. I think some of the clove polyps can be. So there's different types. There's one that's got green mouth and more like black tentacle or whatever they are. Those ones I think are quite invasive, but I think the papaya and the fireworks are actually really no different to a zoa. If anything, I'd say they're slower growing than my zoas. So yeah, I disagree with that. People who say all of them, I think, probably not doing them justice.
Right. This is, there's something here that's quite nice, a type of Favia, I think.
Yeah, I can't remember, but yes, it's not, is it Ultron, I think, rather than Gold Rush. Gold Rush is slightly yellower.
Yeah.
But same kind of vibe.
Crusty.
Crusty it is, but that one can stay. I don't know why.
That's fine.
Those are cool.
Yes, I think those are Stratocasters. It's one of those purchases from a local maidenhead. I like bobbing around the local store. I don't often buy stuff, but occasionally you see things. Yeah. And that was one of those ones that was just sat on the sand. Yeah. And I was just looking at it. I was like, that looks like it's going to be a really nice coral. Brought it back, and lo and behold, it's been a real nice coral.
Chalice looks ace, doesn't it? Under blues. It's like something otherworldly.
Yeah, it's got a kind of like UFO vibe, hasn't it? With
Yeah,
that
it's
shape
like
as well.
floating as well.
Cool. All right. Well, thanks so much, Gareth, for showing us around your tank. Hopefully this is the first of maybe many videos that we might do on the channel. If you like this video, let us know. Hopefully it was still, if you're listening to this as an audio podcast, hopefully it was still interesting. But yeah, if not, hop over to our YouTube channel or on Spotify. You can watch them as videos there as well. So yeah, we'll see you on the next episode.
You've been listening to Reefing Radio. Subscribe, share, and stay salty. Reefing Radio, over and out.